What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be changing our oil. So I went with Mobil 1. You got to go with 0W20, and Dexos 1, they recommend that. So that's what we got. We got 8 quarts of oil ready to go. I'm going to throw a tarp up under the truck and get my oil pan ready to catch the old oil. We're under the truck, and right there is your oil filter, and right there is your oil drain plug. So I've kind of got this set up. I always put a tarp down because when you let your oil loose, it just pours out everywhere. So I'm going to try to catch it in this pan. But yeah, we'll loosen that up with a 15 millimeter, and then we'll take the oil filter wrench, pop it off, and then we'll put the new oil in. So let's go ahead and get that set up. All right, so you can see how loose that is coming off, because you don't want to over tighten them putting them on. You'll get splashed with a little bit more oil. All right, there is the oil filter. So I'm going to clean all this mess up, and then we'll start piecing it back together. All right, guys. So before you put the new oil in, climb in the truck and go ahead and crank it up. Let it run for a little bit. Get all the rest of the oil out of there. Just kidding. Do not do that. All right, back to the install. So when you are taking this bolt, the drain bolt, you want to hand tighten it. And then what I take is I take my ratchet and I'll give it one little bump, and that is all. So you do not want to over tighten that. So now we're going to do the new oil filter. So I like to take the new oil and get a little bit, put it around the ring for the seal. Just stick it around the gasket. Just gives it a little bit better seal. And now we're going to screw that straight up to the right. And you don't want to over tighten this either. So you want to, and don't cross thread it, for goodness sake. So just hand tighten as much as you can. All right, so I've got it hand tight. So I'll take my wrench and I do the same thing. One little tiny bump, not a lot, not an aggressive. So I take this and just a slight bump, and that's it. So it's just a little bit to make me feel good that it's secure. So but yes, hand tighten first and then one little bump, and we should be good to go. So we'll go ahead and fill up the oil and check under here for any leaks. I've cleaned up as much as I can. So but yeah, let's go fill this sucker up with oil and make sure it doesn't leak. Okay, so here is the location right here where you want to fill up your oil. Gonna go ahead and get the big boy 5-quart going here. I like to get me a funnel. That way it doesn't go everywhere. Hopefully not. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish topping this thing off. Looks like we need a little bit more, which it does call for 8. So, but there could always be a little bit left. So I just wanted to check it. And that is the full 8. So let me go ahead and show you where the dipstick location is, and we'll check it out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take this funnel out and screw this back on. All right, so let's get to the dipstick. All right, so here is the dipstick location. So we're going to take that out, wipe it down. All right, stick that back in. Pull that up, turn it to the side as soon as you take it out, and it is full. So you want to make sure that it's all the way up here, and looks like we are good. So we will go ahead and fire it up, make sure all the pressures look good on the gauges, and check for any leaks. All right, so good thing about having a tarp is you can just drag everything out from under there. Now I don't have to climb back into the truck. It's all right here. All right, guys, so we'll climb back into the truck. Go ahead and crank it up. And you see I was sitting at 21%. I like to change it just when it's in the 20s. So I decided to do it when it got down to there. And looks like the pressure's up. That's good. That's about what it should be sitting at. So now I'm going to go under the truck. Let's climb under there. Make sure we don't have any leaks or anything. So I put a paper towel down right there. That way it would be a clear indicator if anything was leaking. So looks like we're good there, and we're good there, not seeing anything. So looks like we got a successful oil change. I might go drive it around just a couple miles, come back home, check the dipstick, make sure nothing is still leaked. So it's good, definitely a good thing to drive it short distance before you go on a long trip or anything like that, just to double check your work. So I'm gonna go do that, and we'll make sure we're good. Okay, I want to show y'all real quick how to reset your trip, or excuse me, reset your oil change. Right here, you just hold in the button, this button right here, and now we're at 100. So now we can go about our way. All right, guys, so that pretty much concludes the oil change. Came back, checked the paper towel. It passed the paper towel test. There was not one drop of oil on it. So I think we're good there. So we'll be good for, I always wait till about 20%, but some people change it at like 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, but I just let the truck tell me. And I do not go past 20%. So, but yeah, so the biggest tip I can give you is make sure you have a tarp, because the oil, when you release that bolt, the oil goes everywhere. Make sure you wear dirty clothes. You're going to get oil on you no matter how far back you are from that bolt. And make sure you get you a nice oil pan. So I've got one that's sealed up. And so last tip, make sure that your neighbor's not watching you. Take the oil behind your fence and go ahead and dump it out. So if you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead. But until next time, see y'all.